Alright, and go.
Okay, just started.
Alright, good luck.
Thanks. I'm gonna need it, especially with this game. GG, by the way. Okay, that was weird. Stopped me for a second. Not a great Insanity Beach, but we take those. As long as I don't game over or anything. Thanks for the good luck. Cabis. I have both chats open from like my stream and the MCSN, so like I'm going to see the messages probably. Though I am going to try and focus mostly throughout Crash 1, because it's not the easiest Crash game, is what I'm gonna say. Definitely not. It's a bit of a scary jump, but we got it. Probably gonna go out of my way and get extra lives sometimes though, because you really don't want a game over in this game when doing a run, because I'm fairly sure it like returns you to I was just saying, well, I'm fairly sure it returns you to the last save point, and if you don't have a save point, then you basically reset the entire game, so this is a really bad game to die in, to game over in, I mean, because there are like death abuses that you do on purpose, and I still need to do one in this level because it only counts after a checkpoint, and I didn't die after a checkpoint before, so that death didn't count as a death abuse. It's done basically to skip the... here I'm gonna take the life, just in case. To skip the animation at the end that throws, like, crates at Crash's head. There we go. Okay, I don't exactly like zigzagging in this level, because it usually ends with me falling into one of the holes. So I'm not gonna do it for the most part. Like here, it should be safe. Don't think there are any more holes before the next checkpoint. Okay, a death abuse here. Whoa, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Almost Dropped right into the hole. I'm a bit sick, as I said before. So we're probably gonna hear that a bit throughout the runs. I'm actually doing 2 games back to back. Okay, I'm not... Okay, I was just going to say I'm not gonna go too out of my way for the lives, but considering that happened, I might just take it. How hard is Crash 1 to learn for the casual? I mean, it's not too hard to learn, it's harder to master. But that's probably the case with like every game ever, so yeah, but like I don't know. I wouldn't really consider myself great at this game. It's mostly just the less you die, the better. But that's also the case with like every game ever, so I'm not entirely sure I can really tell you like anything you wouldn't already know. Zigzagging sucks, but once you get a good D-pad for it, like I'm literally playing on a third-party PS2 controller, because the D-pad is way better for zigzagging, for me at least, than the official one. So, you know, gotta find what suits you the best. Seems reasonable enough. Also, I got a really terrible run recently, and I still managed to get sub 1 hour, so I'm really hoping it's gonna be the case for this one as well. Well, not that it's going to be terrible, just that it's going to be sub 1 hour. That would be fun and enjoyable. Okay, we don't really need those, but I already skipped one, so it should be fine. OG analogless. Yeah, I've heard. I would wonder. Yeah, I think the Tept, the guy who has a Hando world record, I think he uses a controller like that. And I've heard that they're good, supposedly, but as I said, for me personally, the OG controller D-pad is not like great for zigzagging. Also, you've seen me def abuse in levels to skip the animations at the end. Here I'm gonna try to get all but one crate. Did I get that one? I heard the sound, so I probably got it. Well, basically I'm gonna try to... Let's say I'm gonna miss that one, because it's faster in this level to get all but one crate instead of def abusing. Okay, now, how many... Okay. Yeah, I didn't seem like I broke one, but I heard the sound, so... I assumed I actually broke it. Okay, let me grab the mask real quick. Just to be safe. Also another thing to note is you usually want to defabuse at specific checkpoints so the cycles work out better. Like, I sometimes die on accident after a checkpoint and consider that the defabuse. And then, like, don't defabuse where I should, but I do have notes in my splits on checkpoints where I should actually defabuse. I think there's like a document or something that has it for each level. But basically, as I said, you want to... Okay, that was close. You want to defabuse after a checkpoint, because a death like at the start of the level is not gonna count. Which also means that if you are trying to get a gem and die before getting a checkpoint, you can still get the gem. Which applies in any percent for Lost City. Because we'll be getting the green gem there to make one level faster at the end of the game. Okay, now here I wanna defabuse. I'm actually surprised I made it all the way there without dying. I usually defabuse by accident way earlier in the level. You can also stand there, which took me a while to realize. I usually just waited and then bounced through all 3 of those things at once. Wondered why it's so tight. There we go. That's the first island. Trying to get as many lives as possible, as I said, because you really don't want a game over. That's why I took my time at the end of that level. Obviously it would be faster to just skip them and go straight to the end, but, you know, I would rather lose like a few seconds to collecting lives than lose the entire run and, you know, like, because it's not just me, it's a relay, so my team kind of depends on me to get this devil's video game out of the way for our team. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not trying to let my team down. I'm going to die. Okay, that was tight. I really thought I'm dead, but okay. Okie doke. Also, what you wanna watch out for in this game is like, I tend to jump and spin at the same time a lot. I'm not sure if it actually like helps anything, but you like wanna watch out with spinning when at the edges of platforms, because sometimes you spin but the jump won't go through, and I think it happened to me in one of the Island 1 levels, upstream or something, where I died accidentally to that. Okay, this boss should be pretty basic. I got 2 masks, so I can just die with them. Yeah, that's a good way to use the masks. That's one thing that's good about this game. You get 2 masks for every boss. So just do the first one normally. And then... Okay, come on. There we go. Not a great Ripperoo, but we take it. Okay, I'm really gonna try and focus for this level, because it's the level I talked about. The one where I need all crates without dying. Without dying after a checkpoint, but... you know... I need the gem, basically. Because I get a green gem, which allows me to basically skip an entire level at the end of the game. There's an exclamation mark raid, by the way, at the top of that bouncy one in the background. You might have noticed when I bounced on it that like an exclamation mark came out of the wall. That activates that one crate below the Brio head thing further on. Okay, we've got plenty of lives, so hopefully we should be fine in that regard. Also, what I like in this level specifically, in OG, compared to the Insane Trilogy remasters, is that you don't need the bonuses to get the gem here. You only need the crates in the actual level, so that's why I'm ignoring the bonus ahead things. Okay, here we can actually stand on this edge. Literally just learned that today. Okay, now here I'm gonna wait for a bit. Whoa, okay, that was close. Oh, please don't mess this up. Nice, okay. That should be everything. Hello there, Cabis. Nice, we got a green gem. That's a great one. You also don't want a memory card in for that, because when you spam X, it'll open the menu and try to save. And I mean, if it's like your first run and you wanna play it safe, then go for it, but... Ah, Jesus Christ, otherwise it's not really the best option. That's why I made sure to not have memory cards in when I started up the game. wait for that fire to go out. I could probably abuse the mask and bounce over or something, but not sure I wanna risk that. Okay, should be almost the end. We are coming up to everyone's favorite, probably one of the most memorable levels from this game. The bridge. First one of the two bridge levels. Shoutouts to Zendo Toaster, who I watched play for the other team for that jump. I usually just smashed one of the masks into the TNT before. Didn't know you can jump over it like that. Yep, road. Yep. Okay, I wasn't really keeping track of checkpoints, but this should be the third one, so I'm gonna def abuse on the next one. Okay. Don't really wanna say goodbye to the masks, but gotta do what you gotta do. Also, I'm not comparing to anything because I don't really want it to distract me. I can look at the comparisons like at the end maybe, but for now I'm just gonna keep it at none. Nice. I think there was no unnecessary deaths. Nice gold. Okay, I don't actually need the crates. I'm not sure why I'm destroying them. So we def abuse on the first checkpoint here. Might actually be the only checkpoint in this level. I'm not even sure, but here it is. So just gonna take a quick dip. We've got a lot of lives to spare, so hopefully a game over is not in sight. I was thinking of learning the... Okay, there's more checkpoints. I was thinking of learning the 100% run of this game one day, but the requirement to do all levels without dying for all the crates is a bit scary, to say the least. They do want to do a 305 someday, so you know, I'll have to do it eventually. Would also be cool to join one of the actual full completion 1545s. Anyway, here is gonna be a cool 1-2. Nice. A cool trick. Now we basically just walk. Skip like half the level. I have like a queue there, basically, to stand before the thing, and as soon as it goes into the wall, I count like 1, 2, then I go in and spin. I learned that from a video somewhere, and it's kind of... Whoa, it's kind of free. Okay, I wasn't really paying attention. Almost kept going further than I'm supposed to. I think there would be, like, the wall would not let me go, but still, I just put Korab into talking a little bit. Dun 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 dun. I'm gonna take the checkpoint real quick. I have time anyway. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm glad I took it at least. Okay, now this is gonna be interesting. Thought I could make that jump without the platform, by the way. I probably can, if I wasn't trying to land on it while it wasn't there. Let's wait. The bats. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, now here we wanna F-abuse. I wouldn't really need to, but kinda want to be lined up for this next thing. I'm really glad that this is a thing and it's not that hard to actually pull off, because just look at the level below. Like, it's gonna be pain when I'll get to learning handle. Okay, now just don't die. There should be a checkpoint about halfway up here. Fairly sure this is the longest level in this game. Okay, we're almost at the end. We could get 2 extra lives here, but we have more than enough, I'm fairly sure, so I'm not gonna waste time on it. Okay, this boss fight is pretty free. I usually just walk into the corner over here and do jumps like this when he's throwing the rocks. You can also just spin them, but I like the jumping a bit more, just in case. With the rocks you wanna be careful for it to not hit the one of the mine carts instead, so you kinda wanna wait for a mine cart to not be in front of his face. Also, I'm not sure if it's random, but I think like sometimes he carries the rock all the way to the left side to throw it, and sometimes he stops where you are. I'm not too sure, as I said, if it's like random or scripted, but it's a bit weird. Nice. Okay, the third and final island. It's gonna be fun. Okay, need to remember to def abuse on the first checkpoint, because I've forgotten that more than once, to say the least. Okay, that's not great. That's not great. Here you can literally just drop down, ignoring the elevator. Okay, I'm gonna take this real slow, because I don't have a mask, and I don't want to start the entire level over. There we go. Could have went, but I always wait there. I could get another mask up there, but can't be bothered. Surely one's gonna be enough. Whoa, okay, that was a close one. Okay, and now we just bounce up a few of these. Cortex I think I used to have like which routes I should take in this level, in the splits. I don't have it anymore. Probably because the split name was too long, but it's not too hard to remember. You just go right here, and then you go left on the other one, and you'll be fine. Okay. Yep. Okay, no need to bother with that mask, because we're gonna death abuse right here. Okay, no. I really hated this jump. I really hated that jump. It's like really tight. I'm fairly sure you can't jump like between the two of those things. Nice, got a tiny gold there. Cool. Okay, got the checkpoint, death abuse. Okay, I was kind of going for that mask, but whatever you say, game. Okay. Hop. Okay, I'm not gonna attempt any fancy jumps here. Just this one. And that's gold, nice. Haven't really done too much practice for this event, by the way, but I did complete a few runs Like, I made sure to, you know, not go in after not playing the games at all for like a long time. I actually wasn't doing too bad, even in practice, so like I'd probably be fine, but you know, it's not just about me, it's about the team. I don't really wanna like let my team down by putting out completely trash runs. Okay, I hate it here, but come on, man. That's some bad stuff, if I've ever seen bad stuff happen in this game. Okay, I'm gonna wait. SMH. Okay, I'm gonna skip this with square. Because if you try to skip the cutscene with X, Crash will usually jump and get hit instantly by Pinstripe, so... It's... Oh! Okay, yeah, I kind of wanna hit him there, but... Okay, sure. We'll just... waste some time, I guess. Pinstripe, I just... just raced him in CTR before it was my time to do the relay stuff. Been doing some CTR runs offline. I choked horribly on Oxide, which is a shame because it was actually a decent run, unlike this Pinstripe fight, which is really not going great. Okay. That might have been like one of the worst Pinstripe boss fights I've had, but... Okay, yeah, that's not entirely what you wanna do. Was trying to... Come on. I've been doing fine for most of this, so... Ugh! Jesus. Okay, one. Probably gonna end up death abusing on accident. So, like my notes say, I should death abuse on the 4th checkpoint, but that's out of the window now. I mean, I can still do it, but you know, I'm literally death abusing on like every checkpoint around here, so might have noticed that I can just jump on the ropes for the most part, but it's not as easy as it sounds, mostly. For me, at least. So, hence why I try to avoid doing it as much as I can. Jesus, okay, that one was a bit too close for comfort. I so knew that's gonna happen. We got slippery climb right after this level. Oh boy. Okay. Come on, man. What the hell? Okay, I'm actually choking right now. Actually choking. Usually don't struggle with that part too much. Not sure what's going on. Okay, just... There we go. Not a great high road, but... Slippery climb. This might be... like one of my most disliked levels in this game. Because it has one checkpoint. And it's pretty long. So like... Yep. Looking forward to it once I get to learning Hando. Now imagine if the... What's it called? The other level? Stormy Ascent. If it was left in the game. I mean, you can play it in the prototype, but if it was actually like in the full game, I probably wouldn't even be speedrunning it, to be honest. Because I would cry. I spent a lot of time on that level in the Insane Trilogy version, grinding out the Platinum Relic and stuff. It was agony, to say the least. Okay, now here I need to def abuse on the spikes, because there's no better, like, quick way to do it. And now it's from here all the way to the end of the level. Without dying, hopefully. Because if I die, I will respawn back here, which is obviously not too speedy. Okay, watch out for these. Okay, I'm not gonna say. I was going to say something, but I'm gonna refrain. Okay, was a close one. Okay. I got killed by that guy recently in practice, by the way. I was... Okay, that's a gold, apparently. I was trying my hardest to not die there this time. And I got a nice gold, so... Whoa. Okay, first checkpoint, the ledge. Ooh. 5 head strats. Okay. Jeez, man. Jeez. Okay. You don't really wanna get hit in here, cause you can see Aku Aku is well, the mask that's with me. So I go white, which means he's basically the light for me at the moment. Like if I get hit, I lose the mask, which means I lose the light. Really not doing great. It's usually not that difficult of a level. Not entirely sure why I'm choking on it right now, but it do be happening. Okay, I need to slow down. I actually need to slow down. So just keep on going. It's not really helping. I wonder if I'm still on, or if I was on PB pace before this level. I'm very likely not anymore, but I have my comparisons hidden, as I said, because I don't want it distracting me. Hopefully the mask doesn't run out, because if you don't get a new mask for a long time, it stops giving you light. Okay, that was bad, but we take it. Second checkpoint. We still have one mask, so that's nice. And we don't have the mask anymore. That's not so nice. I'm glad I took all those extra lives throughout the game. Because, like, I'm not risking a game over at least with all these stupid deaths. Curse, oh come on, man. Don't do that. Curse, go. I can see you, I have the chat open. Just letting you know. Fun fact that there is a Cortex bonus head in that pile of crates, so you don't want to spin that snake into it when you're doing Hundo, because there's two Cortex bonuses in the game, which give you keys to unlock two levels, which you obviously need for Hundo, so you kinda need that. Anyway, we are nearing the end of the game, slowly. As I said, we got the green gem before. To be able to skip this level. Now here we have to watch this, because there's no way to death abuse and get the skip. Almost at the end of Crash 1 now. Just a bit more. So this boss fight, a level, a kind of level, which is just one jump and that's it. And the last boss fight, and I'm not doing great at the moment. I'm really not doing great at the moment. Oh man. These green blobs can really be finicky at times. Even in Insane Trilogy. If I remember correctly, so... They're not exactly my favorite. Okay. Oh, well. Still have one mask. Okay. No. I wasn't expecting that. Come on. Ugh. Nice. Now supposedly this level takes a bit longer to load on a 90k PS2 Slim, which is the latest one. I'm currently playing on a 75k because my 90k has a broken disk drive. So optimal hardware for the win. I think 90k is still actually like more optimal overall, but I'll take one better load with an older model. Okay, I'm not sure how I didn't die there, but as I like to say in these occasions, who am I to complain? Okay, come on. Okay, hardest level, everyone, get ready. I'll never stop making that joke, by the way. Okay, now here you need to get 2 shots. Can be really finicky, because you should... Okay, I got it, nice. Because usually I just bounce over the second green one, and I need to wait for like another cycle. Okay, GG. Not a PB or anything, but... GG. GG on Crash 1. Okay, I'm gonna change my streams game while it loads up.
Sony Computer Entertainment America presents a Universal Interactive Studios production. Okay, created and developed by Naughty Dog.
Okay, I can actually skip this. Just putting away the Crash 1 disc.
Press.
Okay, I don't exactly want all the crates. Just wanted to get the mask. Okay, here I have yet to learn going against the thing. Was real close. I'm surprised I didn't hit that. Okay, I disabled sound effects, by the way. It's because if you leave them on like 1% and more, you have these random, well, not really random, you have these cutscenes when entering some levels. And when you disable sound effects, they are automatically skipped. So it's faster to just take the time to disable the sound effects than to manually skip each one. Here I'm gonna try a thing called cuddle skip at the end. Not too sure it's gonna work, but it shouldn't really hurt to try. If anything, I'm gonna get like really close to the portal, but not actually into the portal, which is fine. It's not like too much of a time loss or anything. That might work. Nice. Oof, okay. This is the first time C3 has appeared today. Nice. Okay, I'm also really glad I got that cuddle skip. I'm actually like getting it pretty consistently lately in runs. Not that I'm doing too many crash-free runs, but still. Yeah, man. Just crouch. Yep. So I'm not too sure. I really need to be like explaining the game, considering most people watching probably know a thing or two about them already, but I kind of like having stuff to talk about, so now you see me doing the main like movement tech for this game, which is neutral side jumping. Basically you slide, you let go of the D-pad, and then you jump, and like hold the D-pad again. It might be a bit confusing, but once you actually get into it, it's pretty easy. It's definitely easier to learn than hop slides in Insane Trilogy. That's one thing I can tell you for sure. Like, Crash 3 NST was actually my very first speedrun game, and I still have yet to learn to properly hop slide. I mean, I can kind of do it, but not really. I'm not like great at it. That's why I've been preferring the originals recently. Like, I still have a 200-hour goal to do of playing the entire Insane Trilogy, any percent plus Crash 4. But I'm not really feeling like playing any percent at the moment. I mean, Insane Trilogy at the moment. So that's why I'm kind of putting it off. I'll probably get around to it eventually. I was kind of using this event as an excuse to not do it, but now that it's gonna be done, I'll probably have to get around to it. Just don't wanna force it if I don't really feel like playing the games. I mean, I'm fine with Crash 4, just Insane Trilogy. Mostly Crash 2 Insane Trilogy. Not my favorite, to say the least. Okay, here you think in NST you like alternate between left and right. That actually helps you move a bit faster. I don't think it does anything here, but I tend to do it anyway. Kind of gives me something to do with my left hand while holding X, I guess. I mean, I still need to like turn, because the level is not exactly a straight line, but you know, still. Anyway, gotta make sure to not lose masks. In this game, you really want triple mask as often as possible, because it makes you move faster. In Crash 2, it's the opposite actually. You want it as less as possible, because it makes you move slower, on the PAL version at least. Anyway, the first boss fight. Sadly, we can't skip it like in Insane Trilogy. Also, I waited a bit there for the music to start playing, because if you skip the cutscene too quickly, you won't get any music. And it's not really like I'm going for a PB or anything at the moment, so like the second or something is not gonna kill me. To like have some audio at least. Yeah, you can also cheese it by just standing in the corner here. I never knew that as a kid and struggled with the lions. My brother usually had to play most boss fights in this game for me, because I wasn't great, to say the least. think Dingo Dive was actually the first, which is the second boss. After doing the 5 of these levels. I mean, basically, I think Dingo Dive was like the first boss I kind of learned to do myself. I was really proud of it back then, that I didn't have to get my bro for one boss fight. Also, that's not great. Ideally, you kind of want to get that boost and take it all the way to the end of the level, but it's fine. As long as we don't lose the race, it's okay. Okay, 7. We really want 3 masks in this level, because there's some climbing that really gets sped up. No! Come on. I literally just... Yeah, well, I'm gonna lose time here, because you move way slower when you don't have 3 masks. I kind of jumped on the side there to try and avoid that guy, but as I slid and was trying to jump, I kind of slid into him and took damage. That sucks, but what can you do? Jesus Christ, I didn't expect to land on a crate there, so I was already like trying to slide. Okay, at least this guy worked out nicely. Okay, that was 7. Now we wanna do 9 while we still have 2 masks. Hopefully I'm not gonna lose them on the way, because I, you know, kind of wanna have masks somewhere, at least. Okay, nice physics. Grab the checkpoint just in case. That's really scary, by the way. I'm always scared going through there. Ooh, okay. Okay, alrighty. Nice. You don't really need to activate that, but I like to, because it's less of a risk, in my opinion, at least. Okay, I'm gonna do Midnight Run now. And then I'll do GBs. I'm probably not gonna attempt the cuddle skip in this level, because it's a bit harder. And you have to waste a mask to get it, which I don't exactly wanna do, so... I never actually got it in a run as well, so that doesn't really help my case here. So I think I'm just gonna play it safe. Just try not to miss the crystal, please. Very sure that's what happened last run. Then I had to Death Abuse to get it. Which meant I lost both my masks. Okay. But a bit of a bounce at least, so I should be a bit farther. I practiced it for a bit on emulator, but yeah, no, have yet to get it in a run. I have like plenty of time save in Warp 3, even without doing that, so it's not entirely necessary yet. Okay, now if I could keep my masks through here, that would be great. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get it again, because that should restart it. Fairly sure that's not a thing in Insane Trilogy. Like, if you have a mask and you get another mask, it doesn't do anything. Here it should actually restart, because you can hear the thing start playing again. I was really worried I'm gonna get hit there. Okay, that should be another mask. Speaking of masks, one reason you really wanna play this game on NTSC, if you wanna speedrun it, is the amount of masks. They like reduced it by a lot in the PAL version, which is actually the one I played as a kid, because I live in Europe, so obviously we had PAL, and all I can say is you Americans got it so easy. SMH. Okay, second boss fight, which is actually really easy to cheese again. Speaking of cheese, the first fight I did with Tiny, you can actually do that still in NST, or Insane Trilogy, which is like the remake, if anyone's confused what I'm referring to. But they added like a little Easter egg where the people from the crowd will throw cheese at you. It's funny that they like actually left that in, even didn't protect it by an invisible wall or whatever. Okay. Also, one thing I don't like in NST is that these levels remove your masks. I don't think they did initially, but I think there was like a bug or something with them, and they basically fixed it by having the levels remove your masks completely when you enter them. So you really gotta watch out with your routing to make sure you don't waste your masks by doing the levels too early or something. Here it doesn't really matter, because I'm fairly sure you can't even lose the mask here, so kind of just trying to get it out of the way early, because it can be a big time loss, because like you can just lose the race and you have to redo the entire level, so I kind of like to do it as soon as possible, so that if anything goes wrong, I can just reset. Well, I'm obviously not gonna reset now, because it's a relay, but you know, like usually when I'm doing runs. Because I actually have a level order in my splits that I kind of try to stick to. Okay, here, I'm not too sure. I think you can, like, well, I definitely got the corner in NST a few times, but I'm not too sure if you can get it in OG as well. You probably can, but I'm just bad. Okay, we still have 2 masks, so let's get Dynamite out of the way. One thing you definitely wanna learn if you wanna speedrun this game is the amount of masks in each level. So like you can change your route on the go if you take damage somewhere you don't usually take damage, for example. Though I think the cycles are like global or something, that depending on what level order you do, the cycles might be different, so might also want to watch out for that, but I'm not really the best person to give advice on that stuff, because I myself don't exactly watch out for the cycles, let's say. Okay, avoid that bonus, because recently in practice, I'm gonna take the checkpoint just in case. Recently in practice, I was trying to slide jump around it, neutral slide jump around it, to be more specific, and I entered it basically. And considering I didn't want to die and lose my masks, I had to complete it. Okay, I can still do level 12 and regain a mask there, so all might not be lost just yet. Because it doesn't really matter how many masks you have here, because you can't get free masks in underwater levels, unlike Crash Wrath of Cortex. You can also see that this game is pretty generous on lives. I mean, Crash 1 is as well, but it kind of went out of my way for a lot of lives there. Because as I said, you really don't want to risk a game over. I'm just gonna go this way. It might have been faster to wait and go the other way, but whatever. Well, basically, like if I happened to game over in here, it's not as destructive as Crash 1, luckily, so I'm glad we got out of there without like major things like that. It was actually an okay run, if I'm being honest. Missed PB by less than half a minute, if I recall correctly. Yep. I actually got a gold on Cortex as well. So yeah, I'm actually kind of happy with my Crash 1. How do you call it? Performance. I think I performed pretty well in that game. So hopefully the same will be able to be said with this game as well. Oh, come on, man. Okay, we really wanna kill those wizards, because for some reason, specifically in this level, they can easily snipe you even when you get behind them. So, and you kind of like don't wanna lose your masks here. Hence why. I mean, there's probably a way to just get around them quickly without them hitting you, but for me, I just kill them to make sure. Okay, got out with 2 masks, and that's, I've done 14, 11, 12, 15, okay, it's just 13 remaining, and then it's the third boss fight. Let's hope this level goes smooth. Nice. Okay, didn't take damage there. Gotta wait for a bit. Okay, I think I could have made that, but didn't wanna risk to. Oh, come on, man. Okay, gonna grab the checkpoint. And I wanna do a jump over here. Come on, man. There we go. Would probably be faster to just go the normal way at that point, but I really wanted to do it. I really didn't want that guy to snipe the mask, but it is what it is. Whoa, okay. I'm gonna grab the checkpoint just in case. Okay, don't die here. You really wanna be careful with grabbing these things. You just wanna tap X, because if you hold it for too long, Crash can just like grab onto it and let go immediately. I had troubles with that for a long time until I realized you just wanna tap the X button so you are not holding it anymore. When he's up on the thing? Because like if you release it when he's still holding it, then you won't, or well, you'll die basically. Or that's how I understand it, at least. Anyway, I skipped the cutscene too quickly, so as I said before. But for this one, the music actually starts playing, at least on the second phase. With Tiny, if you skip it too quickly, it just doesn't play at all, ever, again. You literally never hear that music, ever. Yeah, also you can see that for these things from the side you can just stand all the way back here and they just won't hit you. I think you can also stand like on some invisible stuff in the middle. I've seen some people do that, but it's not exactly my cup of tea, as one could say. I just avoid his attacks instead. Shouldn't make that much of a difference anyway. Okay, now this level, man. This damn level. Not dying would be preferable. Like, if I'm in the water, when it's raised, then I'll die basically. Which is a thing that I don't really want happening. So now, when I have 3 masks, the water won't rise at all, so I can just speed through the level. But gotta watch out for when it runs out, because it can just immediately start raising. Okay, luckily I just made it. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I was going to hit this and rush to the iron box thing ahead, but considering I missed it, just didn't wanna risk dying, because that has happened a few times recently. Okay, got out of this level with 2 masks. That's big. That's actually big. Okay, nice cycles so far. Really nice cycles so far. I'm actually enjoying these cycles so far. Okay, the last 2 weren't so great, but we move. We should get a 3rd mask soon, so just gotta make sure to not lose it. There we go. Yep, that's what I meant to do. 100%. Okay, nice. Nice. So that's 20 and the 19 out of the way. Now we want to do 16. Because 17 will remove our masks. It's the plain level with Coco. The one you are actually forced to do with Coco in this version. In Insane Trilogy you can pick which character you want to do it with. Not that I'd be complaining, I'm just saying. Okay. Made it without taking damage. That's nice. I think the that crate over there is the mask in the POW version, or Insane Trilogy at least. I haven't played the POW version of this, of the original game in a while, so couldn't tell you for sure. Come on, man, just step on the switch. Okay, nice. At least I got an actual use out of the masks. Now I'm gonna go into Tell No Tales, so if anything I can at least use the masks, because 17 is just gonna remove them immediately, as well as the engine boss fight, so there's no point in trying to keep them anymore, for this warp at least. By the way, I'm not sure if anyone's watching right now or if my audio is on the stream at the moment, but someone might wanna ping the next person for me after this warp room, so they, or I don't know, when I'll be in the final boss fight or something, just so they are ready. I might do it myself, but I'm not too sure there's much time to do it. Maybe after the engine boss fight. Okay, it's level 17. I just wrote the message, I'm gonna send it after beating engine. This is another boss fight you can skip in the, or like, that we skip in the Insane Trilogy. I barely even remember how it looks in that version. Okay, decent first phase. And I got 10% damage, that's not the worst. As long as I don't get absolutely destroyed now. Come on, man. Okay, kinda want to destroy that thing. Most of these you can only damage when they are like opened, but for the one at the bottom you can just damage it though times. I'm fairly sure it does a lot of damage, so you really don't wanna get hit by it. And I usually tend to, like, I used to just shoot at that alone until I destroy it, but recently I found out that destroying the cannons on the side meanwhile is actually a bit faster. Anyway, I'm just barely gonna miss gold, so this was a decent warp 4. On to the final one. Let's do the plane level right away. This is a bit worse than the one with Coco. Sometimes I am really close to dying at the end, so hopefully that's not the case now. Okay, nice. Still waiting for Rui to join the call or something, because I already pinged, but they are not even online at the moment, so that's a bit concerning. At least from the schedule, it looks like they are playing next, so you know, might wanna go online. Because it's just a few levels of the end over here. Okay. Nice. Now here I can do a bit of an unintended thing, which is that can carry the boost a bit longer, preferably as far as possible. Which is right here. I'm fairly sure you can't do this turn with the boost. So that's about as far as you're going. Am I gonna... Nice, okay. Oof. Nice one. Okay, this was a nice orange asphalt actually. Can't really complain. Okay, level 25. Get 3 masks in here, so hopefully I can get out with 2, because it's gonna be really helpful for Gun tomorrow, which is the second futuristic level. Okay, I'm not gonna make that. Just gonna wait for a bit. I'm gonna, because like if I have the Firefly for a specific amount of time, it'll just fly away. So that's why I waited a bit further and collected it later. So I didn't risk it leaving in the middle of the dark. That would be pretty bad. Come on. Okay, of course it closes right before my face. That doesn't happen usually. So that was probably a bit slow. Okay, come on. Nice. At least I made that door. So kind of balanced out. Now I'll try my hardest to not take damage here. Nice. Okay, I'm nearing the end. My team is not really communicating with me at the moment, so I'm a bit concerned. But yeah, well, hopefully. I mean, there's still like 2 levels and the boss fight to go, so have a few minutes, but should probably be setting up right now or something. Okay. That doesn't really matter anymore, because I don't think there's any more masks in here or the next level, so... And I'm gonna lose all my masks entering the final boss fight, so... Okay, that could have been trouble. So having no masks at all for the last level is a bit concerning, but we'll do somehow. We'll manage, surely. Okay, that wasn't the brightest of ideas, but at least the checkpoint is right here. Come on, man. Fuck's sake. The rare bazooka usage in any percent. Okay, and we are gonna be entering the final boss fight. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, not the greatest mine placement. We can work with it. Come on, man. Tss. Of course the fucking mine throws him back. Of course. Whoa! Okay, they did that thing still, almost killed me. And that's a GG. A whole minute behind, but... yeah, no one's really responding, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen now, but... yeah, I mean... Crash 1 run was a bit better. Overall, I'm pretty happy. Oh, I mean, GG, I guess.